And we're going to go ahead and get started. So like I said, my name is Kyle Burns. I'm on the VenueNext product team here. Like I said, today I have Eddie Herdemian with me, helping out in our chat. We'll be along here at the end of the presentation to answer any questions you may have. And again, this is DataNow. So DataNow is our a data tool with VenueNext. It's going to be where you can set up any exports you need for all of your data. It's where you're going to see any type of live data you want to look at. And all that good stuff. So as you can see on my screen right now, we have our example environment within DataNow. I went ahead and put in some example orders over the past week so we could have some data to actually look at within this. Now, if you need access to DataNow, you can email help@VenueNext.com. Please state your name, your role within your organization, and the organization you belong to, and our help desk can take over from there. Now, in order to log into DataNow, you're going to use your VenueNext instance. So it's going to look similar to what I have on my screen and my URL up here, where it says example-datanow.VenueNext.com. So let's say you were like the Utah Jazz or the Chicago Bulls, you'll have jazz-datanow.VenueNext.com or bulls-datanow.VenueNext.com. It'll be whatever you have set up on your guys' end or girls' end. And then what it's going to lead you to is a login page where you're going to provide an email and a password. Now, that email and password is going to be the same credentials you're going to log in with your Canopy account. And then once you get logged in, you're going to see a page similar to this. The first call out I want to talk about is how to navigate through our dashboards here in DataNow. Now, you're going to have a dark blue banner up here with all this white text. Now, everything within these white text is a dashboard that is available to you. You can scroll with the scroll bar here and see all the options we have. We have some exports here at the back end, and over towards the front, we have our main dashboards. As you can see, I have selected this new sales summary dashboard. It's highlighted in blue, showing you that it's the one that we have selected. Now, I want to make a quick call out to these first two dashboards here, just to the left of the sales summary, this food and beverage and this merchandise are eventually going to go away. They're being replaced by these three new dashboards here, this sales summary, operational sales, and financial sales. And the reason being for that is we want to optimize and make DataNow as quick and as convenient as possible for everyone. So we are kind of separating this out. So like your sales summary is going to be a very big high look, an executive look at your data. Your operational sales is going to be very useful for like a concessions manager or a commissary or warehouse manager who is stocking your building, looking at any like type of cook projections or what goes into any specific concession stand, so on and so forth. And then you have a financial sales dashboard, which will be for like your payment stuff. So like if you have any transactions that are being run offline, you'll see reports there for that. You'll see any transactions that have failed, the type of transactions you have, and so on and so forth. So today we're going to operate within the new sales summary dashboard. So once you click into a dashboard, you're going to see a banner just below the title of the dashboard. And what this is your set of filters. So, and this is going to predicate what your data is going to populate with. So let's say you're a baseball team or you're an NBA team, or you need to see sales for like a homestand or so on and so forth. So you can change all of your calendar date information here by clicking in the last. You can go here to, let's say you had a 7-day homestand. You could change that to 7 days. Let's say you wanted to see a specific location. Let's say you had a churro vendor or a third-party vendor that you want to send data to. You could select that location here within here. We'll go ahead and select this Shake Shack location because I know we have some sales, some test sales we did within it. You could change your menu if you have any specific menus. You can add any menu categories or item categories. Your menu category is going to be a very macro type of category. So it'll be like beer, food, and a beverage. And then your item category is going to be a dig down into that menu category. So if you were in the beer category, you could select draft beer or packaged beer or so on and so forth. We have this state category as well. This is the order. This is the state that your order is going to be in. The reason why these are defaulted as they are is these are considered completed. So if you wanted to just see true completed orders, you could drop off all these, or if you wanted to see any refunds you had for that day, you could just do the refunds. And then next to this state, we have this product type filter, which is kind of a nifty thing we've added over the past couple months. It's actually what is prompting us to replace these food and beverage sales and merchandise sales. You can select, it's going to default to food, but you can also add in your merchandise sales if you would like. You could also get rid of food by checking it off, or you can see both. Like I said, it's going to default to food. We'll select both here for the purposes of this exercise. And let's say you wanted to, like if you were looking for a specific order, you could add the order here. So as you can tell, we kind of mess with these filters a little bit. And what we have here is our little circle arrow here shaded in blue. What that means is we've messed with some filters and our data needs to update. So we're going to go ahead and click that, and our data will just update for the last 7 days for the Shake Shack and food and merchandise. So as you can see, we did 5 orders over the past 7 days for this. Now you can navigate through this and take a look. We have different little tiles here that are going to be specific to each dashboard. Now, let's say you were looking at a term that you didn't quite know or wanted more of an explanation. We have this little icon down here that'll give you a brief explanation of what that tile is, and more of like a definition of what that specific field is. So, and let's say you want to reset all this and you messed up all your filters and you are in a position you don't want to be in. You can always hit these 3 vertical dots over here and reset your filters. And that's going to bring you back to the default settings that we have for the dashboard, which will always default to today. So now let's set up a scheduled export. We have our filters back to the way we want them. Let's say we want to set up a daily sales export within this dashboard. The way to do that is we come up here to these 3 dots, we click schedule delivery, and that's going to bring us to a page where we can schedule this delivery. Now, this little page here is going to give us a list of settings and parameters that we're gonna deal with. Right off the top, you can change the name of this scheduled delivery. We'll go ahead and just call this a test delivery. You can change the reoccurrence of this delivery. If you want this to be like a weekly thing, you can change it to weekly. We're going to keep it as daily. You can even go as far as setting specific months or days. Just depends on how you want to consume this data. You can change the time that you want this delivered. This is going to be in military time. So this is 6 a.m. If you wanted 6 p.m., you would have to change this to 1800. So we'll go ahead and change that to 6 p.m. We'll just call it that for now. There's a couple different destinations you can get this data in as well. You can have it emailed. You can have it to an S3 bucket. I would suggest, like, if you're using this sales summary, to keep this as an email and keep the format as a PDF. You're going to be able to consume that data a little bit better. It's more of a snapshot of your sales. We have a couple different dashboards towards the end here, these exports. If you're looking for raw data, this F&B exports and all these over here, you can set up deliveries to S3 buckets using a CSV file, which would be a little bit better for that if you want the raw data, if you're using a different BI tool and all that good stuff. And this is in this instance, this is just a sales summary. So we just want this set to an email. So we'll go ahead and place my email in here. You can place as many emails as you want. If you wanted to just put like a test email here and just type in, test.com, just hit the tab and it's going to add that email to it. You can also drop this off by hitting the X. Then you come over here to the filters. Now the filters are going to be what you have selected within that filter field before. This is just back to the default filters we have. Just be careful when you're setting these filters too. When you're using the calendar date, don't put a specific date within these filters. If you put February 24th, it's literally just going to send you all data from February 24th, which is, I mean, it would be useful. You definitely have all your data from the 24th, but if you want daily sales, just make sure you keep it as today. Then you can come in here to your advanced options. You can add a custom message. Let's say this was a export you were sending to your churro salesperson or someone along those lines. You could add a message like, hey, these are your daily sales. If you have any questions, let me know. And that reset for some reason. Let's get back to that real quick. Back to scheduled. All right. And we're back. So you can come in here, like I said, add a custom message. I highly suggest checking this box here, this expand tables to show all rows. And the reason being, within these dashboards, in order to optimize them and make them as quick and convenient for you as possible, we kind of throttle some of these tables to limit the amount of rows you see. So, and I'll show you here in a minute, we have a couple tables on this dashboard that we're going to cut off at like 25 rows. So if you have item sales, if you have, 45 items on your menu list, you're going to want to hit this expand tables to show all rows, and it's going to give you all of your data. I suggest keeping this arranged dashboard tiles unchecked. It's going to give you all these tiles within a single column. It just looks kind of goofy. And I suggest keeping this fit page dashboard setting as it is. And then your delivery time zone will always default to the time zone you're in. I'm on the West Coast, so mine's going to default to Los Angeles. Now, let's say you have all this set. You can go ahead and save this. And now I'm going to start receiving daily sales information on our example DataNow at 6 a.m. Now, let's say I wanted to edit this or duplicate this or outright delete it. Let's say I don't want to get a report at 6 a.m. because I'm not a morning person. I can come in here to the edit tab and change this to 10 a.m. And then we can save that. It's always a good rule of thumb. If you see a 3 vertical dots on your screen, that's going to be like your settings. So if you're lost or you need to find something, you can always come here and click it. Now, there'll be times where our Looker is our BI tool. There'll be times where there's scheduled maintenance. This happens once every blue moon, where DataNow will be down for a period of time. And during that period of time, you might have a scheduled export that is sending. What we do in that instance is myself or Eddie will contact our help desk to alert of any maintenance coming. And then from there, our help desk will contact everyone involved if there is an outage. Now, you can come back and send that scheduled export by coming back to the scheduled exports and clicking send now. And it's going to send you that exact export immediately. So like I said, we can duplicate this. I'm going to go ahead and outright delete this because I don't want an email from this at 7 a.m. or 6 a.m. So we're going to delete it. And that's kind of how you set up a schedule. Like I said, too, if you are looking to consume raw data, it'll be in your benefit to use this F&B exports. Now I want to talk about, let's say you're in this sales summary and you want to download data from a specific table. Let's say you had a concert or a like a one-off. Let's say you had a rock concert, last week, and then you have a similar rock concert with a similar attendance coming up, within the next week. You can download those specific item sales. All you would need to do is just come in here and filter by the date, and you can come down here to like your item sales, and you can download this specific data in a Excel file or a CSV file, however you want to see it. Now, the way to do that is you can come to this tile, and as you hover over it, you see in the top right corner, there's a little bell icon and the 3 vertical dots. We're gonna click these 3 vertical dots. These are our tile actions. When we click this, you can click download data, and you can choose the format of how you want to consume this data. So you can choose a CSV. I highly suggest to keep it in a CSV. You can change it to a spreadsheet if you want. It just kind of depends on how you want to look at the data. And then you'll want to click this advanced data options. It's going to give you a drop down. You're going to want to keep these results with visualizations options applied. And the reason being is it's going to ensure that our field names match the data dictionary. And we'll get into the data dictionary a little bit later in this presentation, but it's really important to keep this checked. You can keep data values checked as formatted. And it's really important here to click all results. Like I said before, we kind of throttle the amount of rows we have for performance. In order to see all your data, you're going to want to click all results. It's going to give you all of your data. And then you can go ahead and click download, and it's going to show up in your downloads folder on your Mac or your PC. So that'll give you a quick and easy way to pull any type of information you're looking for. If you want to pull, item sales for the week and you're stocking the building, you can look at that and do that super easily. And you can even designate the locations and all that stuff. Now let's say you wanted to set up an alert and you wanted to know when your gross sales goes over like $100,000. You can come in here to hover over this icon again, and you have this bell icon. Your bell icon is going to be your alerts. And you can come in here. You can change the title if you want. This title is going to change as you change these settings. So we can just type in here $100,000 and it's going to change that to $100,000. You can choose where you want to send it. We can email this to myself. And then we can set the daily frequency of how we want this sent. We're going to leave it at 5 a.m. We can save this alert. And then when you come back to hover over gross sales, you'll see, I did not save. Why did I not save? Oh, here it is. It did save. So you see this little 1 here, which means we have an alert. So you can come back here and you can duplicate the same concept with the scheduled reports. You can edit this, you can duplicate it, and you can outright delete it. I'm going to go ahead and delete it because I don't want to report on this. So that'll delete. And we can cancel this. And now we're back to this main page. Now, let's say you had a customer request, or you were looking for a specific location and you wanted to dig through that location's sales. Let's say we wanted to see a couple orders and check out their states and all that stuff. We can do what's called a drill through within our data. Now, it's really important when you're doing a drill through, you need to be using an aggregated, you need to be selecting an aggregated numeric field. And the reason being for that is it's going to take the total of all of that location and give you all of its transactional information. If you were to click like an item name like Coors Light, it's not going to work. You need to click an aggregated total like this gross sales here. So if we wanted to see these 2 orders from the Shake Shack, you could click this gross sales here, and it's going to pop you into a page that's going to break down all of these items, right? So it'll give you your order ID up here. It'll tell you exactly what's been ordered and the amount it's ordered for. Now, let's say you wanted to view this information in Canopy. You can do that. Now, bear in mind, you're going to want to make sure you're logged into Canopy before you do this. You could come over here to the UUID column or the ID column. There's these 3 little horizontal dots. There's like a trend here. Like the 3 dots is a very important tool for you. It's going to help you out and like with your settings or whatever you need. So you can click these 3 dots here, and you can view these order details in Canopy. Now it's going to pop you into a separate tab, and you're going to be in Canopy. So now let's get into this one actually. Oh, it didn't pull right here. Here we go. View order in Canopy. And that's going to pop you in that order. Now I did this order earlier this morning. And you can just kind of like, if you're have a guest recovery, or you're trying to look up some information, maybe you have some transactions that are offline or anything like that. This is a good tool for you. Now, I think I'm not sure if anyone here has had Canopy training yet. You're either going to get it here soon, or you've already had it. But this is kind of where you can see all of your transactions. So you can kind of use DataNow as a investigation tool. If you're looking for specific data, you can filter this by any location you need to filter it by. And like I said, like if you come in here and you mess with all these menus here and you find yourself in a position you don't want to be in, you can always come back and reset these filters, and they will default right back to the base settings, which is going to be defaulted today and all these states up here. So that's kind of how you use DataNow. I encourage you to come in here when you have some data, take a look. Like I said, you can come in here and change all these filters, and you can always come back here and fix all your filters however you want. Take a look at these new dashboards for us. These are obviously like they're in a beta release right now. So we are kind of working through them, taking requests, weighing those requests, seeing what else we want to add to these. And we're always, this is very much like a lot of the stuff here with VenueNext is very much like a living organism and document. We want to make this as dynamic as possible. We want this to be a tool that you guys use and hold near and dear. It's going to be something we want to keep changing and evolving as your business keeps evolving. We want to be as dynamic as possible to help everyone out. So with that, I want to talk a little bit about our support page, and more importantly, like our data dictionary. So Eddie's going to go ahead and drop a link in our chat to this page. This is our support page within DataNow. Now, this is a page that'll be constantly updated. We're actually going to make some new edits to this as we kick off. This is actually our first webinar of our new DataNow dashboard. So as we go through these new webinars and we add new things, we want to keep this page as dynamic as possible for everyone. So the first thing I want to talk about within this support page is this DataNow exports data dictionary. Now, what this is this is going to define a lot of fields. We'll talk a little bit about, it's going to help out with your exports. It's going to help out just kind of figure out what everything is. And more importantly, this first page here is our change history. What this is there's times where we'll make changes to DataNow, whether it be myself or Eddie, and we're going to talk about those changes within this change history log. Now, what's going to happen within this log is we'll announce a change within this page, and then changes will be made 3 business days after we've put the change within this page. Now, let's say, and it's always going to come on a Tuesday. So like, let's say we had one come on a Monday, it's not going to come that next day. It'll come that following Tuesday. So, and this is the cool thing about this page is you can set up an alert. You can set up a notification anytime myself or Eddie make a change to this. Now, the way you're going to do this is you're going to click this tools header up here, and you're going to go to notification rules. Make sure you're logged into any type of, whatever Google Drive you're logged into, make sure it's an email that you're going to use, because you're going to want to receive these notifications. And then you're going to click any changes that are made, and you're going to click right away. And now that's going to prompt whenever myself or Eddie make a change, it's going to send you an email immediately. So you'll know of any changes we make to this, so you can set up any type of changes you need to make on your end. And that also brings up a good portion of this sheet here is this relationship diagram. If you are, if you are setting up any, if you're ingesting our data in a different BI tool, and you're looking to join tables together, and you're using like a VLOOKUP, whether it be in Excel or whatever, you can, this is a relationship diagram to show you how you can join that data. So if you needed to join your FMB orders table, for instance, to your FMB transactions table down here, you would use this user UUID as your reference. So you would you could do like a VLOOKUP with this to join this. So these lines just kind of show you where you can join specific data to each other and help you consume your data better. And then another thing I want to talk about within our training website is our important like fields that differentiate. Now we have a key definition web page here that we're going to keep as updated as possible. This is going to give you any pertinent definitions that we use here at VenueNext. 2 of the ones that we found to have the most questions on are gross sales versus net sales and refunds versus voids. So at VenueNext, the way that we describe gross sales is it's calculated by taking the sum of all sales plus tax plus service charges plus delivery fees. Your refunds will still be included within that field, and all your voids are going to be excluded. Now, the reason why your refunds are going to still be included in this is because they're issued after a transaction has been settled. So that transaction still has happened, so it's still going to be included within your gross. And then a void, it would never be included in a gross sale because it would be canceled before a transaction would ever have been settled. And the way we define our net sales is it's calculated by the gross sales and subtracting tax, refunds, and discounts. Like I said, we're gonna keep updating this support page. We're gonna add some more like quick videos, like 1 to 2 minute videos to discuss what we've talked about here today. So you're not rewatching this, like you're not finding like a specific clip within this video. We don't really, I know a lot of people don't have the time to watch like a 5-minute, 30-minute video. So we want to make some quick cuts for everyone to find the information they need. So with that, I want to open up into a Q&A. That is going to be kind of how we operate through DataNow. So if anyone has any questions, I would like to answer those.
Okay.
All right, hold on. I'm getting everyone available here to talk. Sorry. Give me 1 second. And we'll answer these in the order they come in. Eddie, can you take that first one real fast?
Yeah, sure. So for submitting enhancement requests on these new dashboards that Kyle went through that are in beta, there is a form there for any feedback on it. So if you think something is missing on those dashboards, we definitely recommend filling out that form at go.ordernext.com/feedback. And then when these dashboards are no longer in beta and have replaced the two to the left, food and beverage sales and merchandise sales, you can always reach out to either your account rep or help@VenueNext.com, and that will get routed to us.
And then want to answer your question about S3 buckets here. If you're looking to ingest data internally, you can get all of these dashboards. If you're looking to just like take this F&B exports, you can just have that emailed to yourself in a CSV zip file, and you can take that, ingest that internally and do with it what you want to. And then, yeah, I can go over the alerts one more time, Jasmine. So over here in the, when you hover over a tile, you'll see your bell icon here. Now you can click this bell icon and it's going to bring you up to set your parameters for how you want to set that up. Now you can change, you can add any value, however you want this to be. So if you wanted just to see net sales over $200, you could set it like that. And then you could set that to email it to yourself. And then from there, you can save this, set the frequency of how you want this to show up, and then save it from there. And then, like I said, you can come in here and delete this, edit it, duplicate it, however you want it to be. So that's how you set up the alert. Tyler, it depends on, it's going to depend on how your point of sale is set up. So you can see, like, if you were to go in here to this financial sales, it's going to give you a list of your orders that are still within approved offline. So there's going to be this right here, this approved offline. You'll have this approved orders and approved offline status is going to be the table you can reference for that to see any orders that are in an approved offline status. And it's just going to depend on how that, like, if your POS is offline, it's going to depend on that more than anything. Yes, Amanda, there is a report that breaks down sales by revenue category. It's in the operational sales dashboard here. And it is your category sales down here, this table, as it's loading. Eddie, do you know Brad's question there? Is that the same login?
So Brad, if you're using DataNow to access for suites data, if you're now trying to access a non-suites customer, it would be a separate login since it would be a separate Canopy instance. So you would have different credentials and the data would be separated as well.
Nice. Any more questions, anyone?
Kyle, you want to just, since you have sales by location up, just show the drill through to expand on Amanda's?
So when you, this is kind of cool. It's a new feature we've added to these new dashboards. We have a little like subtotaled / drill through function here. So if you are looking at your sales by location here or any type of table you have with this little arrow pointing to the right, you can dig into that data. So like this is the Shake Shack location. You could come in here and click this arrow icon and it's going to show you every single thing sold that day at that location. So it's really useful if you are, I guess, like a concessions manager or if you're stocking a building. to look at this data. Like you could set this parameter, like we could change this to, the last week. And let's say you're stocking your arena or stadium or whatever venue you have, you can sort this out by week and receive this weekly and ingest that report that way. So you can set up all of your locations properly.
Kathy, to answer your question around refunds, if you do the refund in Canopy, the next day after the sale took place, it will adjust the net sales, I guess, for that previous day. So all these filters, all these dashboards are leveraging the date and time that the order was placed. That is in the dashboards. In our exports, you would see the history of when those specifically happened.
Mm-hmm. Great. And I'm going to show everyone real quick that F&B exports. Like I said, if you're like ingesting this data through a different BI tool, this is a useful dashboard for you to set up a export with. It's going to give you all of your orders, your transactions. And this is like what I was saying earlier about the relationship table on that Google sheet that you could join all this stuff with. This is all going to be raw data used to join. So, and like kind of like with all these exports, really, if you have the access to them, it's kind of permissioned by what you need to see, essentially. So, is there anything else? Okay, great. Thank you for everyone's time. Thank you for choosing VenueNext and Shift 4. We're glad to have everyone here. For those that are new, welcome. And for those that are existing clients, thank you for your continued support. And like I said, please do come in if you look at these new dashboards. We are looking to make as many improvements as possible. We want to make this as useful to everyone here on the call that we can. So if you have any type of feedback you would like, you can come to this dashboard and just take this link here and go ahead and leave some feedback for us. We greatly appreciate it. So thank you, everyone.
Awesome. Thanks, Kyle.